Alright guys, now I just showed you how to set the pixels up essentially on AdWords and Facebook. In that lecture previously, before that, we actually talked about what a pixel is and why it's important for you to understand a pixel and retargeting so that you can use that in your ads. Now we're going to talk about, you might be asking, you sitting there saying, okay, that's great, I installed my pixel, but now how do I get people to hop on my pixel? How do I acquire the data? Well, the answer to that is you have to drive traffic to your site initially so that you can then collect them into your pixel. So here's your site again. It's an example. You can see this is your beautiful site. This is your site right here. It's, obviously just, it could be your landing page, it could be your home page. It's just your site in general. Your pixel collects everything if you set it up properly like I showed you. And obviously this represents the pixel running in the background, collecting the data of the visitors and the potential customers that you're thus going to retarget later with your ads. So the way that you drive traffic, the way that you acquire visitor information for your pixel for remarketing is you drive initial traffic there first before you try to make the sales. Obviously, if you can make sale here or there, that's phenomenal, that's great. But the original, and this is something we're gonna get into more in depth later on when I talk about the strategies in the last 5 lectures. The last one will obviously be the conclusion and like the overview of the whole course in a nutshell. But the 4 last actual lectures will be strategies, really in-depth strategies that I use that are my favorite strategies to really kind of utilize all the knowledge from this course, and it's going to be probably like 14 lectures long, and really implement that with your ad strategy. So without getting too in-depth and confusing you right away, what you're basically going to do first is you're just going to drive traffic. Put it simply, without getting too in-depth with it. So there are 2 ways obviously to drive traffic. You have your paid traffic first and foremost, which comes in the form of advertising. We're going to talk about that here in a second, but let's pretend that you don't have money to spend on ads initially and you want to drive some free traffic to your website, which the majority of people starting out do. Totally understandable. Good thing for you, I've been building my business for the last 2 to 3 years and I understand a lot of the free traffic methods as well. We're not just talking about ads in this course. So to give you an overview of some of the example free traffic methods that you can use to drive to your website, thus collecting the information for your pixel, we're going to go over a couple here in a second, but obviously there are a million different free methods and nothing's actually free without getting too beyond the scope of this video. But you're obviously going to have to trade a lot of your sweat equity and time for these free methods. When I'm saying free, I just mean you're not spending money in ads. So one of my favorite, and actually probably my favorite, is YouTube videos. So you can take this and tailor this to whatever you want. And the great part about this is if you do YouTube, it'll also collect it on your YouTube pixel later, and that's something in your AdWords pixel, and that's something we're going to talk about a little bit later as add-ons to the end of this course. So here we go. YouTube, let's say hypothetically you're into real estate. Well, in real estate, obviously, you can go ahead and say you're real estate in the Philadelphia area. I'm local to Philadelphia, so this would just be a random example. Obviously, take this and tailor it to whatever it is. Well, in real estate, you could simply go out and make YouTube videos on the top real estate locations in Philadelphia that are up and coming. And what you're going to do is obviously anybody that comes to that video is more inclined to be interested in purchasing real estate or interested in potentially purchasing real estate in the Philadelphia area in the future. And YouTube's goal, it's the 2nd biggest search engine in the world, owned by the 1st biggest search engine in the world, Google. YouTube's biggest goal is to put your content in front of people that are already more inclined to want it. That's the whole thing that we're going to talk about with remarketing later on. So you can utilize the 2nd biggest search engine in the world, YouTube, to use what it already knows about all these customers. It knows everything about you. It knows everything about me. It knows everything about everybody, literally, just like Facebook does, and it tracks everything that they do. So you can utilize YouTube to your advantage. Let's say you get 1,000 views on a video. Let's even say you get 10 views on a video. That's 10 more people that you literally know are more inclined to want to purchase in the Philadelphia area. Now, hypothetically, let's say you're drop shipping. Maybe you're drop shipping pet products as another example. And we're going to run through these fast here in a second. But let's say you're dropshipping pet products. You can make a video and obviously take this and you can make multiple videos, tailor it to whatever your business is. Let's say you're dropshipping pet products. You can make a video on, 5 things that your pet doesn't know that are harmful, or 5 things that your pet doesn't know. 5 things that you don't know about 5 things that you're doing in your everyday life that harms your pet that you don't know about. Boom. Obviously, YouTube's going to put that more in front of people that probably own pets, are more inclined to like that video, because YouTube's main goal is to keep people on the search engine so that it can show them more ads. So you're utilizing the 2nd biggest search engine with all of that data on other people to put your content and suggest it in front of other people that are more inclined. Then everybody that watches that video, obviously you can link in your description and say, if you're interested in an in-depth article about this, I put it on this site, go check it out and send a description. It's that simple. Obviously take that and tailor it towards real estate if that's what you're into. But more importantly, we're gonna talk about this a little bit more in depth. They're gonna hop on your YouTube pixel too, but that's a little bit beyond the scope of this video right here. So you can drive free traffic to your website by linking in the description of YouTube videos. 100% free. Obviously you're just trading your time to create the YouTube video. And they don't have to be crazy. My YouTube videos, even to this day, I've been making them for about a little over a year now. They're still not phenomenal, but you don't need to be perfect to start. You do need to start to be perfect. SEO, another great one. You can rank a website. You can rank your website, obviously, in search engine. SEO is a little bit, I could talk about SEO for a long time, but for the purpose of this, you can obviously use SEO. There are apps on your website, depending on where you're creating your website, that will help rank you SEO. You can also hire an SEO consulting agency, a lot of different things. Email lists. Email list, if you have an email list, blast out your email list, drive the traffic to a landing page, use a free offer to get them there, and then obviously you can collect them on your pixel so that you can follow them around with your retargeting ads later. Social media. So social media, you can link in your Facebook groups, shout out, to your friends, and obviously if anybody visits your website, you're going to collect them on the pixel. If you have an Instagram page for your business, link it in the Instagram bio. If you have a Twitter, link it on your Twitter, or tweet out that you're, giving something away free on your website. Drive people to your website. It's free, it's easy, it's one of the best methods too. Facebook groups, another great method. I'm sure there's a Facebook group tailored around anything that you're interested in. So for me specifically, I used to sell a lot of different baseball things online with my Shopify store, and I also used to sell a lot of whiskey things. So I was involved in whiskey Facebook groups, like all over the place. I was also involved in like baseball niche whiskey groups, and a lot of the people in those baseball groups on Facebook, baseball niche whiskey groups, I think I just said, baseball groups. A lot of the people that were involved in those baseball groups online were obviously within the United States, a lot of them, and were like parents of kids that had that played baseball, thus would be more inclined to want to purchase bats or gloves or anything like that. So I kind of ingratiated myself into those Facebook groups, and then I would drop links suggesting different things that I'd found subtly, obviously, that might be interesting to them. I'd say like, oh, I just bought this for my cousin or something like that. It's really cool if you want to check it out. Subtle. You don't just want to go and spam your links in these. Join them, ingratiate yourself in them, because you can utilize them to get free traffic to your website and sell things later, thus collecting them on your pixel, and a little bit more in depth into your email list too. So that's another great method that you can use to drive free traffic to your website. Forums, same basic thing. There are a million different forums all over the internet. Join a forum based around the niche or product or service that you're selling, that you're interested in. And subreddits, same overall goal. So these last three right here are just basically about, putting yourself into a group of people online in some form or fashion, in some capacity, and then obviously ingratiating yourself subtly into that group, and then subtly suggesting different things that they can benefit from to drive that traffic that's already more inclined to like that niche or product or service to your website, so that you can thus collect them on your pixel so that we can retarget them later. That is free traffic in a nutshell, because you want to drive traffic to collect the information in your pixel, correct? Also, the second version, or the first one that we skipped a little bit, is advertising. Now, if you don't have money to spend advertising initially to get the traffic to your pixel so that you can re-spend money on your advertising and really make a good return on your investment later with your remarketing ads, it's totally fine. I like to do this, and I'm actually going to give you an example of it here in a second, but then just work on the free. Just really trade your sweat equity and your extra time to drive free traffic, thus collecting them in your pixel. Because something we're going to talk about later, you don't really need that many people in your pixel. 100, 1,000 would work, because then once you get a couple of people in your pixel with the free methods, you can use Facebook and Google, which are the two biggest ad platforms in the world, to create lookalike audiences that are like the people in your pixel. So it's really, really great. You don't need that many. If you don't want to spend money on ads, then you can use the free methods, like I said. But if you really want to scale fast and you really, really, really want to just hit the ground running, then I suggest running ads, spending about $100 to $200 initially, getting people to your website, into your pixel, getting their email by giving away something free. That's something I talk about a lot in my landing page course. And then on top of that, whoa, I dropped that. Didn't mean to do that. On top of that, obviously, you can it'll be that much faster. You won't have to trade your time, and you can really get there in a couple of days. So if you're spending ads, obviously you have your Bing ads, you have your Google AdWords, and your Facebook ads. I don't like Bing ads. It's just a personal preference of mine. There's nothing against it. I just personally don't like the ad platform. I like Google AdWords and Facebook more. So we're gonna be focusing on Google AdWords and Facebook here in this particular course. And obviously that's what I like a little bit more and I have expertise on. But here's an example, I'm gonna put it on the screen here in a second, of just a simple ad. It's a simple ad. And what I do here is let's pretend that this is my website here for a second. What I do when I'm driving paid traffic to get people to my pixel so that I can retarget them later like I'm teaching you here, is what I do is I run an ad on Facebook and Instagram. I also do this sometimes on Google. I haven't been doing it lately on Google. I mainly just do it on Facebook and Instagram. And then what I do is I give away on a landing page on my website, I give away a free dropshipping course. And I'm gonna show you here in a second examples of this before I close this video out, for a simple email to submit. So if they come to my website, I run an ad that says, here's a free dropshipping course. And the people that are interested in a free dropshipping course, obviously, and that's a little bit different beyond the scope of this video, come to my website or my landing page and submit their email in exchange for the free dropshipping course. Then I have their email, and I also collect their information on my pixel, right? And so therefore, I'm building my pixel so that I can target them and retarget them later with the actual ads that are gonna make me my money. That's retargeting in a nutshell. We're gonna jump into the business model a little bit more in depth here in the coming lectures, and we're actually gonna jump on the computer so you can, not just talk about the overall model, but I can actually show you me doing it so you can learn it too. But here's two examples of my actual paid ads that are so simple, that are just simple. Simplicity is key here. Tell the people what you want. I like to call it, want pepperoni pizza, get pepperoni pizza. Remember that. So if you want pepperoni pizza and you drive people to a landing page, you want to give them pepperoni pizza. So if I say free dropshipping course, come get your free dropshipping course, all the copy and all the things on the landing page should say, here's a free dropshipping course. Submit your email for free dropshipping course. Get the free dropshipping course. Want pepperoni pizza? Get pepperoni pizza. It's that simple. So that's it in a nutshell. Like I said, here are two examples. Here's the Instagram example. I'll drop it on the screen right now, of just a simple example of me targeting an ad to people to get them to my landing page here for my free dropshipping course, thus collecting them on my pixel. And here is an example of a Facebook one. They're really simple. I'll drop the desktop and the actual mobile version here on the screen. All right, guys, and that is it. That's the overall simplicity of this business model. We're gonna jump a little bit more in depth. I hope you like this lecture. With that being said, we're gonna jump a little bit more in depth into this, and we're gonna jump on the computer a little bit in the coming lectures.